I'm ABC2 meteorologist Mike Masco. Thanks for joining us for a special live stream. Want to update you, especially if you're at work right now, that there's been just tremendous flooding going on across the ABC2 viewing area, especially out over northern Anne Arundel County, the southern city limits, Howard County down towards Montgomery County and outside the D.C. suburbs. Flash flood warnings have been activated right up until 5:15 this afternoon. We've seen rain coming in the order of around 1 to 3 inches per hour. So far, rain has totaled near 5 inches in parts of Anne Arundel County. And the new warning that just got issued, this is for Anne Arundel County up until 5:15. They're highlighting the area of Arnold, Crofton, Gibson Island, Greenhaven, Lakeshore, Millersville, Odenton, Pasadena, Severna Park, and let's see, what else stands out? Well, Pasadena, that's probably the biggest populated area they're noting, where rain has totaled over 3 inches, and they're dealing with a tremendous amount of flooding in that section. So we have closures, road closures all across Anne Arundel County over the southern city limits. I'll bring you right over to radar and show you again how much rain has accumulated this afternoon. You can really see the bullseye just north of Hanover, right over BWI Airport, where we have a report that cars, the water has accumulated up towards, right up towards the car headlight level. So, you know, that's some tremendous flooding going on over northern Anne Arundel County. And I'll bring you over to Maryland's most powerful weather radar because we can show you the one area right around Arundel's Hills, south of Brooklyn Park into Glen Burnie. Maryland's most powerful, showing anywhere between 2 to 3 inches of rain falling in this region. So, you know, you can just bet on the fact that we'll probably continue to see this flash flooding. And if you look at live radar right now, we still have heavy rain falling right now in the same area that's already picked up 5 inches of rain. So, you know, parts of Pasadena and Greenhaven in here and Glen Burnie, this region where you see this bright red, these are rain rates right now, and we'll pull it up for you together on Maryland's most powerful weather radar. These are rain rates coming in right now over 2 to 3 inches per hour. So we may end up over northern Anne Arundel County somewhere in the vicinity of 7 inches of rain in less than 24 hours. That's unbelievable. In fact, BWI Airport may pick up 5 inches of rain today. That'll be a record-setting rain. And I guess, you know, 1.3 inches, this is a tweet that I just saw from the Weather Channel, 1.3 inches of rain fell in 25 minutes at BWI, and I watched the dew points go from 65 to 70 today. So it's crazy, the nature of these downpours, which are very tropical, and this is going to continue, unfortunately, folks, through the evening hours. I mean, we don't even see a back edge to this thing just yet. We do see, though, it is clear from Hagerstown, Frederick points west, but that's all the way out towards northern Virginia. We're talking about the entire 95 stretch that is going to continue to see flash flooding, not for the next hour, but for the maybe next 2-3 hours. And the reason it's been so bad today is because these storms are doing what's called training, meaning a thunderstorm that develops in one particular location, sitting over that location, it's moving to the north, and then another storm is developing down to the south of that. So look what's going on right now in Anne Arundel County. It's unbelievable, because if you really kind of follow the train where it gets its name, earlier this morning when we saw the crazy rain coming in at around lunchtime, that's up towards Elkton right now. And look at this, Baltimore Harbor Tunnel now closed. Baltimore Harbor Tunnel closed due to flooding in Baltimore City right now. So we have more information on abc2news.com. Of course, you're on live stream, but if you open another window, you'll read the story that our web team's putting together about now Harbor Tunnel being closed. And I believe it was northbound Harbor Tunnel being closed down because of flooding. That's unbelievable. Anyway, if you look again at the progression of this line, all the rain over towards Cecil County right now, that was the rain we were seeing earlier this afternoon. Here's the second round sitting over Anne Arundel County now, and then you go down to the south, there's another batch, and probably more intense batch of not only heavy rain, but also cloud-to-ground lightning. And we've been looking at our velocity scan and kind of taking a look at the radar. At times we've been seeing some rotation in this. Now, we're not seeing any tornadic development, but the radar is finding some twisting of winds aloft, not down to the surface, but aloft, and with the added wind shear because of a developing storm well up towards the north and west of us, it's not too far out of the realm of possibility of seeing a quick spin-up tornado. I have that in the forecast. We'll talk more about that in 1 second. In fact, down to the south, that's where we do see an active tornado warning. This is out into, well, north and east of Richmond. This is way down towards the south in here. This is the Wakefield National Weather Service office. That's an active tornado warning well down to the south. So, you know, the atmosphere is conducive for some pop-up tornadoes, but the real, you know, story is the flash flooding. And I don't want to take anything away from that because that's what we're dealing with right now. 2-3 inches of rain has fallen. We'll go back over to this radar product, and again, just showing you how much rain has fallen. I mean, everybody's really seen a dose of rain, but it is the 95 corridor that is getting smacked down right now, right along this 95 to 95. You're just seeing tremendous flooding right now, and that's been the story all afternoon long. In fact, I'm going to try to pull up an MDOT camera because of that harbor tunnel situation going on. And of course, we have that web story on abc2news.com. Harbor Tunnel closed down. In fact, this is a live shot, and we'll pull it up together. This is a live shot right now at 8:95. If that's your travel plan, you need to come up with a better plan today because 8:95, that's what it looks like right now. I don't know the vantage point we're looking at. It looks like the camera's pointed south, so I'm guessing the northbound's completely shut down. The southbound's just a standstill right now. So that's one of our MDOT cameras right now looking towards the tunnels. Again, Harbor Tunnel completely closed at this hour because of flooding, and we'll see exactly how long it will take for them to reopen. Look at this. I mean, it's 3 o'clock. It's 2:48 right now on a Tuesday afternoon. This is 895 north of Child Street. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. So if you are trying to get out of the city today, and your path to get out is to the east of the city, and you get up to 895, that's how you get on to 95, or you have to get up to 695, forget about it. You cannot get out of the city at Harbor Tunnel right now because it's closed. So it's unbelievable. Again, active flash flood warnings for the city, for southern Baltimore County. That includes Dundalk and Essex. We're seeing just tremendous flooding. And if I go back over to Maryland's most powerful weather radar, and I want to bring up active radar because, you know, Mike, I mean, that's it, right? No, it's not it yet. We still have moderate and heavy rains falling over an area that's already seen 3 and 4 inches of rain. But look what's going on down towards Calvert County and southern PG County. I mean, that's a charged up thunderstorm right now. It's producing lightning. We're seeing 1 and 2 inches of rain. And if I take the radar product completely off, we're indicating that Maryland's most powerful is indicating some shear. I mean, it's not the craziest shear. It's very weak rotation, but nonetheless, there is some rotation being found from these thunderstorms down to the south. So it doesn't necessarily spell out a tornado. The radar is seeing some rotation, but I think what we're really kind of looking at is the fact that these storms have a tremendous amount of lift. There's a lot of moisture, and it's wringing the atmosphere out, which is deeply saturated. So that's why I'm thinking that rain rates through the rest of this afternoon could exceed 2 or perhaps even 3 inches. So, you know, somebody may end up with around 7 inches of rain over Anne Arundel County before all said and done. That's unbelievable. So that's what's been going on. That's why we're live streaming with you right now. The only station to do that in the market right now with you at abc2news.com/live. But, you know, if you're just joining us right now, the big headline has been major flooding. Major. You know, I don't want to, you know, sell this short or overhype it, but it is major flooding when you're talking about water levels. As reported from BWI airport officials, water reaching the level of car headlights. I mean, that's, I guess you'd have to ask the question, what kind of car are you talking about? Are you talking about an SUV? Are you talking about a Volkswagen? You know, I don't know, but you have to assume that's at least, you know, over 5, 6, 7 inches of water. And if you pile it up on one side with a low elevation tilt, you might have to, you know, you might be looking at somewhere around 10 inches or 11 inches of water accumulating in one location. So that has been the name of the game. We have several rounds of rain that has continued to push up from the south to the north, and that's what we've been looking at all afternoon long. Now, if you're watching us right now on the live stream and saying, you know, I'm sitting in Towson right now, no big deal. Well, you know, it's the further south and east you go. That's where we've been talking about the crazy flooding going on. I want to bring you back over to our live sky cameras, and let's see if I can pull that up for you. I mean, that's the look at 95 at 395. That looks pretty good. So as you get south of the city, there is no concern. It's really to the south and east of the city where we have our tunnels now closed down. Now, this is 95 top at, this is the Fort McHenry Tunnel. So we don't have any problems at the Fort McHenry Tunnel. That's a live picture for you. So if you want to get out now before the second round of rains developing out over Calvert County and PG County I showed you on radar, this might be your window to hop on the Fort McHenry Tunnel and call it a day before that second round moves in. But right now, still indicating that the harbor tunnel being closed down because of flooding. Now, I've seen that before. It's not something completely rare, but, you know, they do get some good flooding in that as you get into the helix of that tunnel. We'll take a look at another camera as you get down towards 695. Again, well, let's see what's going on 695. That's an interesting looking camera. That looks like an accident right in here. So that would be 695 South Quarantine Road exit. So that's going to slow you up. So, I mean, that does not look good. That looks like flooding right now on 695. Let me see exactly where that camera is. That looks like it's right. All right, so that's 695. That would be the inner loop, right around, say, let's see, Curtis Bay Yard area. That looks like it's completely closed down because of flooding. You can kind of see the cop cars on either side of 695 in here, and they have that shut down. Wow, that's unbelievable. This is a nightmare, this commute tonight. If you're trying to get out of the city going south and east, this is going to be a big, big deal. Wow, that's 695 at Quarantine. Oh my goodness, they have that shut down. That looks like it's a river running across 695 right in here. So it looks like they're trying to get them off this. That's got to be fun. That's going to be a complete turnaround. The camera we're looking at right here is south of the city on 695 topside. This is right prior to the Arundel Expressway. Let's see how that. So that's as you. So if you're getting off the Key Bridge basically, and look at the Key Bridge, by the way, that's unbelievable. So I mean, and there's one. I mean, it's just impossible. So we have a traveler's alert for you. If you're on the Key Bridge and your commute is getting into Brooklyn Park from the Key Bridge via 695, forget about it right now. That's 695. They have that shut down because of flooding, and we're looking at our MDOT cameras together. I mean, that looks like flooding right across 695. They're directing traffic off of 695. So good luck as you try to get into, say, Brooklyn, because that's going to be impossible. Here's the other side of 695. Let's see how they're doing this. I mean, it's the same deal, taking them off the Curtis Creek exit. Wow. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. So, I mean, that's what we're looking at this afternoon. And we'll go back over to radar. We'll take a look at the cameras again one last time before I let you go. But if you take a look at radar together, basically what we're looking at is still some moderate rains. The heaviest of the rains, I mean, it's really tough to kind of find a silver lining for you. Heaviest of the rains still over Pasadena right now. Right now over the city, the rain rates are coming down a little bit, so it's possible that any kind of freestanding water is going to be allowed to run off, which is some good news. We'll empty this out. It's not great news for the harbor, of course, but we'll empty that water into the harbor and get it off of our roadways. So I guess that's some positive news, but the negative is we still have one more batch to go through. And if you look down towards the south right here, this is basically the last hurrah of heavy rain. And it's sitting over Chesapeake Beach, Deal, as you get into the southern D.C. suburbs, and this is rolling towards the north. So everybody that's seen the flooding rains and anybody that's seen flooding and 5 inches of rain thus far, we have one more batch to go, and I think that's going to be coming in during our ABC2 News at 5 and 6 o'clock newscast. So it's going to be important to stick with us on TV. If you can go now, if you can go now, go, because this is probably the rain, not probably, I don't want to use the word probably, the rain is starting to let up, but it's that second batch that's going to come through. It's going to reduce your visibilities and you're going to have some problems. If you wait past 5 o'clock, That second batch that's sitting down to the south is going to roll in your direction. Forget it. You don't want to be on the roads when it's raining rain rates of around 2 inches. If you have to travel out of the city and you have to go south and east from the city, you're going to have a lot of problems because already we still have water standing on the roadways. We have the Harbor Tunnel closed down. Fort McHenry Tunnel is showing traffic moving. So instead of Harbor Tunnel, take the Fort McHenry Tunnel. It's a better idea for you. 695 coming off the Key Bridge is a mess. You're not going to be able to get into Brooklyn if you have to travel over the Key Bridge. It's not happening. 695 is shut down, and I have to get with Lauren and find out more information about that. So just know that. Now, if you're watching us and wondering about Towson and Cockeysville, if you're going to take the JFX, there has been flooding reported on the JFX, but we do not have any closures on the JFX, and the rain rates have come down. That means the water is now running off the JFX. So I think you'll be okay. But again, there's going to be one more batch that has to come through. I mean, that is an ugly batch of precipitation that's sitting down to the south. And not only that, Maryland's most powerful saying there is some rotation with that. With the added wind shear in the environment, we have to watch the radar very, very closely for the possibility of a quick spin-up tornado during the course of your evening. Now, everybody has a flash flood watch. Carroll, Baltimore, Harford County, Cecil County are excluded from this watch. Anne Arundel County, PG County, Montgomery County, Howard County. This is a flash flood watch. We're watching for the potential right up to 2 a.m. tonight. So it's possible we see overnight flooding. That is going to be the concern from us, and we'll talk more about that on the newscast. And back to our cameras. This is, again, 695 South, Curtis Creek exit. They're directing traffic off, and the reason is, you can see on the bottom half, this is the map, and I want to show you. This is 695. They have shut down because of flooding on the roadway. Now notice the rains are picking back up right now at 695 South as you get off the Key Bridge, and they're redirecting traffic off of at quarantine, the quarantine exit. So, I mean, this looks like it is east and west 695 between Arundel Expressway and the Key Bridge. So, I mean, that's an ugly situation. Let's take a look at the Key Bridge right now. And again, very, very quiet Key Bridge. It's hard to believe it's 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon right now, and we're seeing the roads as dead as they are as you get into the Curtis Bay section of Baltimore. Again, we also have Harbor Tunnel reportedly closed. If we look at the crossings right now, this is the Harbor Tunnel. Let's see. Well, it looks, that's 895 north. Looks like I guess we're looking north. I have to get with the newsroom and see what's going on. But that's 895 north at Harbor Tunnel right now. So it looks like they are getting through to some degree, but we'll have to update the web story or check out with our newsroom about that. Anyway, again, the story is going to be the flooding. We'll continue to watch it for you. We'll be on ABC2 News at 5 and 6 o'clock. Wyatt and I tonight at 5 to update the radar. But again, if you're just joining us, there is right now flash flooding ongoing over northern Anne Arundel County, the City Points, Dundalk. As you get into Sparrows Point, we have some flooding rains on top of you. We've been seeing flash flooding all afternoon long. And now there's another batch of rain that's setting up over Chesapeake Beach. This is going to run a course right along where we saw the flooding rain from earlier. So this is moving up towards the north from Deal, and it'll be headed into the southern city limits. So if you can get out early, it's probably a good idea to get off these roads before this second batch swings in. Now that there is the threat for some severe weather this evening, we'll talk more about that tonight on ABC2 News at 5 and 6 o'clock. Have a great day.